Hello everyone, Dobbo here. Today we're talking about Digitex Futures Exchange. Straight after this, short disclaimer. So, Digitex Futures Exchange, it's a commission-free, trustless futures exchange for trading digital currency assets. Now, basically we're looking at an exchange where you're going to get free trading. Okay, you look at other exchanges like Binance. I'll give Binance as an example. I'm not hating on Binance because I use Binance and I think it's quite good, but they charge money. So whenever you buy a token or whenever you sell a token, they're taking a cut. With Digitex, you're going to be able to trade and not be charged any fees. Now, we've all been stuck in those positions where you want to sell a certain token coin to get out of it because something else is happening in the market that you want to get into. Now, you know that you've made a small amount of profit on that token, but when you come to sell it, after Binance take their fee, you end up selling this thing at a loss, which is a massive, massive bugbear for me. So, how does an exchange that offers zero fees make any money? Because obviously they have to supply servers, business premises, staff. They need to be able to pay for that. Well, their solution is to mint their own token. So after a while, I think it's 2 years. 2 years after the exchange will be the first minting of the Digitex token. So they will start to mint new tokens. So the current supply is 1 billion, but that will increase over time. So that's created some problems in my team. I've got a Telegram group called Crypto Dobbos Hangout. If you come over to there, I would have told you about this probably about 2 weeks ago. I haven't had time to get onto YouTube too much. A couple of my guys brought into it and made a few $1,000s, so that would have been a good heads up for you if you were part of my team. But I'm really pleased with that. I'm really glad that they made some good money. But a couple of the guys in there, very knowledgeable, asked a few questions, which I was able to get hold of the team and speak to two of the team members and ask them about that, which we'll get into in a little while. One of the concerns was the minting of the token, and that it would reduce the price of the token over time and that eventually the token would be worthless. Can't see that happening. Now, one of the things that's going to happen is that when they mint new tokens, it's going to be covered by blockchain governance. Now, what is blockchain governance? Well, that is the ability for token holders to vote on how much money is going to be released. So Digitex will come forward with the business plan and say, look, this is how much we need to release to pay for our premises, our servers and our staff and all the other related bills. And then you will get to vote as a Digitex token holder. Now, one Digitex token is one vote. So if you hold 20,000 tokens, you're going to get 20,000 votes to be able to vote on how much is being released. Now, when I spoke to the team yesterday, I said, well, there's actually another way of you making income where you can reduce the amount of Digitex tokens that you're releasing onto the market, which is an absolute no-brainer. And it's going to be massively popular with investors because investors don't want too many tokens being released onto the market anyway. So I said to them, have you considered Celsius? Now, they'd never heard about it. So we're going to Celsius. I've got a friend that works over at Celsius who sent me this yesterday. This is their up-to-date interest. So let's put into Celsius that we know that this ICO, they raised $5.2 million. Okay, so if we parked that $5.2 million into Celsius at a rate of 3.5% for Ethereum, because it's probably raised in Ethereum, we're looking at $182,000 a year. Now, if you're not going to release the token for 2 years, then you're going to be looking at $364,000 in 2 years, and that's going to be $364,000 less of Digitex tokens that you're going to have to mint to release onto the market. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I think this would be, if this came up as an announcement, I think it would boost the price of Digitex. Digitex, I think it would be hugely popular with investors. So let's hope that they take on that advice and they go forward to Celsius and think about certainly parting some of their money in there. I think it would be, particularly in a time where we're looking at whenever a token's released, and the project's released, there's always competition popping up, and I can totally see zero fee exchanges popping up now all over the place that are going to be trying to rival Digitex. So we're going to be looking at really how can they create an edge in the market, and this is really the ultimate solution for them. It's providing them with an extra income that they don't have at the moment. Anyway, moving on, the zero fees. It's no new tokens for 2 years. 2021, they create the new tokens for the software development, server staff, premises, marketing, support. During the sale, there was 1 billion tokens released. 65% were sold in the sale, 20% from the market makers. So we get onto leverage trading, which is massively important. Okay, this is one thing that everyone's missing, and if you look in the description box below, there is a very short description of video that explains what leverage trading is. But if I describe it very quickly, if I wanted to trade more money than I actually have, I use leverage. Best example in the outside world would be when you get a mortgage. You get a $100,000 mortgage. Hypothetically, you put a $1,000 deposit down. I'm then able to trade with that $100,000, even though I don't own it. And let's say my house goes up to $200,000. I then sell it. I pay back what I borrowed, the $99,000 plus the interest, and everything else is mine. You can't do that with just an initial investment of $1,000 without buying that extra. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to make that kind of crazy, insane profit. So, leverage, kind of like BitMEX, is the fact that, see, with BitMEX, you put in your email and your password, and there's no KYC. They don't know who you are. What can go wrong with leverage, where the market could crash all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I could end up in a $100,000 debt. But they don't know who I am, where I am. I just delete my account. That doesn't happen because you get liquidated before that happens. But every now and again, the market can crash so quickly that there ends up being a little bit of a deficit, and there is some money owed. Now, BitMEX, I think they take the top earners percentage and they make up the losses that way. Now, with Digitex Futures Exchange, they're using the market makers. They've put 200 million tokens into the market makers as an insurance policy to cover those problems. Okay, so think about if we parts the money into Celsius, you'd be using that money to top up the market makers, to top up the insurance fund to make sure it never goes down. But we did cover this question, and we'll cover that in a short while. It is a decentralized exchange. Everything's going to be working on a smart contract system. So with Binance, everything is stored on the exchange. That means a hacker can get into Binance and steal the tokens. If you have private access to private keys, they can seize and freeze your assets. Particular case would be Ian Bellina, where he got hacked, and a number of his tokens were sent to Binance for sale. They were able to contact Binance and freeze and seize the assets. You won't be able to do that on Digitex. It won't be hackable. They won't be able to freeze and seize. They have no control over it because it's dealt with an Ethereum-based smart contract system. So all your tokens are dealt with in smart contracts rather than on the exchange. Anyway, moving on. We're going to move on to a couple of questions to the team directly that I put to them via Telegram. I spoke to them yesterday. Just some concerns that came up. So the first question that came up was from KJ, my team, who said, it said high leverage but no auto leverage. How? Both the website and WP didn't say how. Very unusual for a project that is keen to revolutionise the margin trading. My guess is they don't know how. Fact is leverage, non-intrusive, non-risk. One can only pick two. Zero commission. It's the same rebate network fee adopted by StellarX, Bitcoin Cash. There are a lot of criticism for this kind of model, so it isn't free. Just someone else is paying for it. It will only be sustainable as long as the bubble doesn't burst. They even openly say they are going to mint coin periodically. I can't understand why this doesn't bother token holders. So token holders are paying the commission transaction fee after all. Now, in answer to the tokens, I spoke to Gary on the team who had this to say. Token minting will be a very transparent process and any dips would usually be priced in prior to the actual minting. Then the minted tokens will be drip fed out over the years so there'll be no dump. And even so, the inflation rate will be a few percent. Would you really consider the inflationary aspect of the token to be a valid issue? As for the delevering question, I have to speak to head of operations. I'll speak to him in a second. Cheers for asking tough questions instead of making a video and leaving them open-ended. I always go into the facts. I never ever put a video out without speaking to the team, or at least trying to anyway. There's a couple of ICOs that won't even speak to people, and then I just ran the video out anyway. But Digitex have been super awesome at helping me with some of the questions that I've put forward to them. So then I ended up speaking to Lee, who's their head of operations. He says, we are not going to auto deleverage. We have 20% of the supply of Digitex in market maker tokens, which I've just described to you. That's 200 million tokens. In adverse conditions, when the contracts cannot be sold, these market makers would suffer the losses. Also, there are a lot of inner workings that I really can't go into that will protect us. These will be announced through our own channels as we get closer to launch. Also, to clarify about the token issuance, we have always stated that it is our revenue generation model. Users have accepted this since the ICO. As the exchange gets busy, the demand for Digitex would grow. Thus, the small inflation of new tokens should be negligible. Additionally, revenue generation token issuance is governed by a smart contract. That is, Digitex holders will be presented with a token minting proposal and they vote yes or no to the new minting. I'm not sure on your question about bubble bursting on Digitex, as there is a demand for zero fees futures and zero fee spot markets. Then users will need to use Digitex to use these markets, which moves us on nicely to the actual use of the token, which I really like, is that the fact that you have to use Digitex tokens to trade. Now on Binance, you have the Binance coin, and that is an option, but it's just only one option because you can trade in trading pairs of BTC, Ethereum, or US dollar Tether. By the advantage of using the Binance coins, you get a 25% discount on fees, and the volume on Binance coin is very good. Now what I did is I never do price predictions, but Digitex has the advantage that you can only use that as a trading pair, the Digitex token, okay? So the volume is going to be massively higher, I think higher than Binance. It can only be massively higher if they have a marketing budget, and that's one of the concerns I brought up with the team. I said, look, doesn't look like you've factored in the marketing budget in your white paper, because if you're going to be as popular as Binance and other exchanges, you're going to need to be moving those people over from those exchanges to yours. You can't do that without marketing and letting people know what the project is all about. And they've said, yeah, you're absolutely right. We have set a marketing budget, and that to investors is very, very important because that's going to drive up the volume and the price of Digitex. So I never do price predictions. If you know me, I never do price predictions because they are utter crap. But I always do this realistic pricing. So if you go back a few of my videos, we talk about realistic highs. It's completely different to all-time highs and these speculative YouTubers that come out with crazy prices on coins. But when I'm investing in something, I want to know roughly where I realistically see this going. Now, because it has the same use case as Binance Coin, only better, I thought, why not compare it to Binance Coin? What would happen if this got to the same market cap as Binance Coin? Now, obviously, it would need the same amount of use. You would need to have all of those people, the same amount of users that are using Binance to come over to Digitex and start using and taking advantage of the zero fees and the leverage. But we go into my little spreadsheet because we know that Dobbo loves a bit of maths. Sorry about the lighting. I don't charge at the moment for the ICO reviews. I do charge, but we're not doing any paid ICO reviews at the moment, so I haven't bought a light set and I don't care. Anyway, Binance Coin. I went in yesterday. I looked at the market cap of Binance Coins, $1.1 billion. Digitex at the moment is $93 million. So there's huge amounts to be had here. And all I did, very, very simply, was to divide the market cap by the current circulation of Digitex. Now, Digitex has a much higher circulation, 700 million, as opposed to Binance, 117 million. But if you divide that market cap, so let's say it got as high as Binance coin, then you'd be looking over here at a Digitex token that would be worth $1.59. So around about $1.59, $1.60. So you can see that there is huge amounts of profit still to be made. What is that in realistic terms? Well, if I put $100 into Digitex yesterday when it was at 13 cents, I'd be looking at a $1,200 return on my investment, and $1,000, just under a $12,000 return. So there are still returns to be made, and a very good return on investment. I think this is definitely one to look out for. As I say, we always look at anti-scamming on my channel, making sure that the people don't get conned. So be very careful when you're looking at Digitex, because there are a number of fake Digitex Telegram groups. So if you're looking for Digitex, I would suggest that you go to CoinMarketCap, as I've always done before, and you find it on CoinMarketCap. Here it is. Let's just refresh it, see what the current price is. So the current price is still going up crazily. It's 14 cents at the moment. Where's the graph? You can find it on Mercatox. It always gets me. Mercatox exchange. You can buy it over there. Let's have a look at the chart. Here is the crazy. Look at this. Look at that. In a bear market, this is happening. It's crazy, eh? Click on the website, guys. Here's the website. Boom. It will open the Digitex website from CoinMarketCap, so you know you're going to the right place. You can read the white paper here, okay? But I've pretty much covered all the aspects in it in this video. Go right down to the bottom of the website and click on Telegram, and that will take you to their official Telegram group, which has around about 43,000 members. If it doesn't have 43,000 members or around about that mark, I went into one. I was looking for Digitex to talk to the team, and I went into a group that had about 2,000 members, and there were people straight away asking me to send them Ethereum, and they'd send me Digitex tokens. No, it's not happening, okay? Go to an exchange and buy them. Do not trade with anyone on Telegram, okay? There's just so many scammers on there. It's unbelievable. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with a video, which is the Digitex Futures video that they released on Vimeo, which basically explains, and you'll get to see the exchange being used. They've got a live demo coming up in Malta very soon, and they've got a big announcement coming up. I spoke to the team. They said it's going to be an exchange announcement, so they're going to be listed on a new exchange. They can't tell you what that or who that exchange is. There's legal ramifications around that, so they won't be able to give you any other details other than the fact that there is news coming. So we shall see on that. But I'm going to leave you with this video on Vimeo, and thanks very much for watching. I'm hoping that we'll get to speak to the team directly at some point via a Skype video. I'll have a chat to the team this week. They are going to put me through their marketing team. So this video will be going out through Digitex Marketing, which will hopefully boost this channel, and I'll end up getting a decent lighting kit and a decent mic as well. But until then, if there's anything I haven't covered, please feel free to comment in the comments box below. I'm probably going to be running another video on Digitex around about the time that they make the exchange announcement, and we'll probably be doing another video when the exchange gets released, which I think is around about December, and we can actually look at using this exchange, probably do a video on that. I'd really like to get a video with the team going, but we'll see how that goes. But until then, thanks very much. I'll leave you with this video. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again very soon.
Hi, my name is Adam Todd, and welcome to the Digitex Futures Exchange. Here I'm going to start you off on the Bitcoin futures page. This price right here is the current price of Bitcoin against the US dollar according to this here, the global Bitcoin price index on bitcoinaverage.com. What they do is they calculate price of Bitcoin using the top 50 Bitcoin exchanges around the world, and we feed that index into the Digitex Futures Exchange, and then we run this futures contract on that index. So this futures contract is a way for you to trade this index. You can see we got nice big $5 price increments, or ticks as they're called in futures trading, which is incidentally the same tick size that the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is going to use. I'm not suggesting they copied us or anything, just saying that. It's a pretty normal day on Bitcoin. You can see we've got a $1,400 range in the last hour, so pretty normal there. There's no commissions on the Digitex Futures Exchange at all, none. And the way we do that is we have our own native currency of the Futures Exchange called the Digitex token. And the Digitex token is what your account balance is denominated in up here. All the tick values of the futures contracts are denominated in Digitex tokens, so therefore your profits and losses are going to be in Digitex tokens, your margins are payable in it. And the reason we do that is because that means that traders need to own Digitex tokens to trade on our commission-free markets, and that's going to create demand for those Digitex tokens, which means that the exchange can then mint a small number of new tokens each year and sell those to traders as a means of creating revenue to cover the costs of running the exchange. And that is how we can operate with zero transaction fees, zero commissions on all trades forever. And as we get busier and busier and busier, the model actually gets better and better and better. We don't start to creak under the strain and say, oh, we've got too many people, we've got to charge commissions now. No, as it gets busier, there's more demand for Digitex tokens, so the price of them will go up more, and we can easily create a small number of new tokens each year to cover the costs of running the exchange. So that in a nutshell is how the exchange is commission-free, no transaction fees on any trades, and it will always be that way. So to place a trade, simply select the number of futures contracts that you want to buy or sell. If you want to buy, you click to the left side of the price that you want to buy at. So here you can see I'll try and buy 100 futures contracts at 14,350, and to place a sell order, you click to the right side of the price that you want to sell at. Here you can see I'm trying to sell at 14,360. Up here you can see your position, so you can see I got matched on the buy. I've got most of the sell but not quite, so I've still got 35 lots that I'm long. So here I've got positive 35, that just got matched, so my position is now 0. Here's my profit, so I'm up 200 Digitex tokens, and if the Digitex token was valued at 10 cents per token, which it might be when the futures exchange launches, then that would be the equivalent dollar profit of $20. We've also got the price of, we've got a futures market on the Ethereum market. Again, this Ethereum price is coming from bitcoinaverage.com. They calculate that, and then we run this futures contract on that price. So again, we've got a nice $1 tick size for the Ethereum futures market, which keeps it nice and sane. And Litecoin, look at that, $140 for Litecoin. Good Lord. Here we've got a nice 25-cent tick size for Litecoin. So that keeps that nice and sane. And these large tick sizes, go back to Bitcoin, we can see the $5 tick size. Let's just expand that. This nice $5 tick size, at these high prices, there's just no point in going up and down in 1 cent, 5 cent increments. Even $1 increments is too small. So nice $5 tick size. What it helps us do is it reduces the number of price points on a page, so we can put this volatile market, Bitcoin is crazy volatile right now, but even though it's volatile, we can still display it on this one-click ladder trading interface. So you can still run around placing trades, cancelling them, all just one-click trading with, you know, on what is a very volatile futures market, but you can do it all on one page without the price constantly flying off the top of the page and flying off the bottom of the page because it's so volatile. So that's what these large tick sizes allow us to do. They allow us to use this one-click ladder trading interface, and oh, look at that, very nice. The graphs, pretty self-explanatory. Shows the last 15 5-minute bar charts. We can run over to here's your balance at the top there. We can run over to the account page just to have a quick look at how that would look. We've got the Bitcoin futures, Ethereum futures, Litecoin futures, shows what your current positions are, as well as all your match trades on that. And that's it. Nice, quick, simple introduction to the Digitex Futures Exchange. We've got the Bitcoin futures markets, Ethereum futures market, and the Litecoin futures market.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in and all the support. Don't forget, please, to subscribe and like and comment if you feel I haven't covered anything. Go into the description box below. This is the most important thing. Click on that description box below. You're going to find links to my Telegram channel, Crypto Dobbos Hangout. You're going to find a link to my Twitter. There'll be contact details for me. If you're an ICO and you want me to do a review, you can contact me directly or via one of my admins that work on my behalf over in Crypto Dobbos Hangout. Also, you'll be able to find some links down there which may or may not get you some money, depending on the current time frame, etc, etc, etc. But there are some links down there that if you click on and use my referral, you'll be able to save some money. But until then, please don't forget to subscribe and like, and thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everything and all the messages that I'm getting through. And yeah, you seem to like my oosh, so we'll finish on that.